Hello and welcome back to another We Ourselves video. You know, as we inch closer and closer to the debut and premiere of Captain America: Brave New World, I just want to take a moment to once again dip into a commentary on my favorite or least favorite MCU character, Sam Wilson. Now, I've done a lot of videos on him, but I think it's important because he's supposed to be the next Captain America. But I think he's a walking example of the MCU's problem with its black male actors. I was watching a video by Christian Harloff. He's doing a reaction with one of his friends, and she had never watched any of the MCU movies, so it's a quasi first-time review. He's seen them, but he's taken his friends through the whole MCU journey, starting with the Incredible Hulk and going through first Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, first Avenger. And so Christian's friend, she made a very interesting observation about the solo movies. As a woman, she really enjoyed the love interests in all the movies. She enjoyed what they contributed to the story and how they interacted with the main character. And when she said that, it hit me that once again, we find Sam Wilson, who's supposed to be a leading man now as Captain America, we find yet again another way in which Marvel has underwritten him and made him a walking shell. When you go back and you look at The Incredible Hulk, which is officially the first movie of the MCU, and it came out in 2008, and like I said, it starred Edward Norton. You had Liv Taylor, who played Betty Ross, and you saw how much their interaction and their love meant to each other. And of course, you come forward and you have Thor in 2011, and you have Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman, who plays Jane Foster. And again, you see the centrality of their relationship. You know, you had Iron Man, and you had with Robert Downey Jr., and you had his relationship with Gwyneth Paltrow, who played Pepper Potts. And then last you have Chris Evans, who plays Captain America, and you have Haley Atwell, who played Agent Carter and then later Captain Carter. But you see their relationship, even though it was the less filled out because they really had just met, it still served to bookend that movie. And then of course later on, when you see him go back in time, he decides to have that life that he missed with her. And so Christian Harloff's friend says that as a woman, she liked seeing those relationships between those characters, and all of those main leading men who became the mainline members of the Avengers, they all had that. And as I said, it just reminded me how Sam Wilson has none of that. Sam Wilson has no love interest. I think one of the negative reviews of the one of the screenings for Brave New World said that the love interest that they supposedly had in the movie, if they're still in there, seemed forced and no chemistry. If only there was a way for them to take time with Sam and develop a love interest before this big movie. And of course, they had that chance with Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. But they did not do that. Instead, they gave more time to developing Bucky's characterization, which we had already gotten inside the films. That time could have been devoted to Sam and developing a love interest for him. Again, when we look at Sam Wilson as played by our best friend, Anthony Mackie, we see that he's a walking shell. He's getting none of the key elements that the other leading men, in particular, the former Captain America, received. Even Steve Rogers in his first movie had more chemistry and more time with Captain Carter than Sam had at all in his entire 9-episode show. It shows the MCU's lack of concern and lack of dealing with their black characters, particularly black male characters. There's no love interest. Say what we want about Wakanda Forever and Shuri being Black Panther, they at least wrote in some kind of semi-romance between her and Namor. Now, they took a lot of that out, but what they had in there, you could tell that she was interested in him. But for Sam, there's nothing. They keep giving these black characters less than their white counterparts. They do not give them the same setup. I know many of us out here believe that he does not have the wherewithal to be a leading man, but I say, if that's the case, then you give him all the help you can give him. You make sure you give him all of the foundation that you gave the other people who came before him, the white males that came before him. When I first saw the first Thor, I thought the chemistry between Hemsworth and Portman was sad. Even after seeing the second movie, which had much better chemistry, when I went back and looked at that first one, I still say that the chemistry wasn't that good between them, but you still had that love interest. There's a function for that. But Sam had none of that. He's a walking mystery in his show, and he's a walking shell now. And that is how they undermine the black men in the MCU, even when they choose to make them the next leading man. And so I just thought I'd come and just point that out because, again, I was reminded of the shortcomings of the writing of Sam Wilson by the Marvel writers. The banter between Iron Man and Pepper Potts, between Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow, a lot of it, which we find out, was done on the spot between them so that the actors were really allowed to really show their acting chops. A lot of that is some of the best stuff in the movie. Sam has none of that. None. And nobody's to blame but the writers and Kevin Feige. They are the ones that have done this to this man. They are the ones that have done this to this character, even though they decided to pass the mantle of Captain America to him. So they left him without the super soldier serum. They left him without any kind of background. He doesn't have any of those key character moments, and he has no love interest. And he had the perfect vehicle to do that, his own show, which was supposed to be about him. This is just one more way that they have failed and subverted this character going forward, which means that he's probably not going to stay Captain America. Sorry to say that. And this is just a quick addition to what I've already said. Not only do we have Chris Evans returning to the MCU, but now we have actor Sebastian Stan dropping hints that he might be Captain America in the near future. So not only is Brave New World out of time, but Sam Wilson's Captain America also seems to be out of time. But anyway, I just thought I'd come and talk about that today. As always, hit the like button if you haven't, subscribe, and please share the video, and I will see you the next time.